in Bhagavad Gita that Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, and he only is giving intelligence and memory. Thus, for forefathers who carefully preserved cultural traditions were acting with intelligence provided by the Supreme Lord. They certainly were not acting with their own independent intelligence. No one can be intelligent without a brain, and it is only by Krishna's mercy that we receive a human brain. Therefore, if we carefully analyze all of our multifarious obligations toward different classes of living entities, we shall find in each and every case it is ultimately by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that we have received a particular benediction in life. So, although an ordinary person must methodically fulfill all of his various obligations by executing different types of sacrifices and charitable activities for the satisfaction of those who have benefited him, one who is directly serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, at once fulfills all such obligations because all benedictions ultimately have come from the Lord through the agency of family, forefathers, demigods, etc. So, the example may be given that sometimes the state government may distribute benefits originally provided by the federal government. So, one who becomes the personal secretary or minister to the chief executive of the federal government has no further obligation to the less important representatives of the state government. Therefore, it is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvidyete yavata matkatha sramanadavva shraddhayavanna jayate. As long as one is not satiated by the fruitive activity and he has not awakened his taste for devotional service by hearing and chanting about the Supreme Lord, one has to act according to regulative principles of the Vedic injunctions. The conclusion is that one who has fully surrendered to the devotional service of the Supreme Lord is a first class human being. People in general are only eager to receive benedictions from demigods, family members, and society because such benedictions are conducive to material sense gratification. Less intelligent persons consider such material progress to be the only goal of life and thus cannot appreciate the exalted position of pure devotional service of the Lord. Bhakti yoga or pure devotional service is meant to directly please the senses of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Envious materialistic persons propose various arguments to deny that the Supreme Lord even has transcendental senses. The devotees, however, do not waste time doubting the inconceivable beauty, strength, wealth, and geniality of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but directly please the Lord's senses through loving service and thus receive the supreme benediction of going back home, back to Godhead. The devotees return to Lord's abode where life is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge. No demigod, family member, or forefather can give one an eternal life of bliss and knowledge. However, if one foolishly neglects the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord and instead accepts the temporary material body to be everything, then one must certainly perform elaborate sacrifices, austerities, and charity and fulfill all of the obligation mentioned above. Otherwise, one becomes completely sinful and condemned, even from the material point of view. Hare Krishna. A very long purport. Prabhupada has loved this verse, so he's given a long purport. All the verses Prabhupada loved, he has given a long purport. So this is tells us, this is very, very often quoted verse. the beautiful verse and also correlates with our today's topic. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this verse is explaining, as we saw in the purport, there are 5 types of debts or the rina. Rina in the debt in Sanskrit is called a rina. So there are 5 types of rina, and out of those 5 types, Dev rina, Dev Rishi Bhutapt Nirnam Pitranam. So Dev rina, Rishi rina, Apta, the relatives or parents, Apta rina, and Pit Nirnam and Pitranam. Pit. So today we are going to focus our discussion on this Pitru rina, the Pitra rina. Pitru are sometimes called Pitra or Pitru, though both the words are used. The Pitru is our forefathers, and mainly when we say Pitrus, it's 3 generations from the father side and 3 generations from the mother side. So 3 generations from the father side is our father if he's passed away, and his father, grandfather, and great grandfather. Same will the mother and our nani and her mother, like Mata, Pramata, and Prapita Matas, whatever. So the idea is this: everyone who's not, this verse is saying, if someone is Sarvatmana ya Saranam Saranyam Gato Mukandam Parihrit Kartam. If someone is fully devoted means someone is a pure devotee or Shuddha Bhakta, or he is completely surrendered to the Supreme Lord, then he is not indebted to anyone. But if someone is not fully surrendered, the word pure devotee or full surrender is important. So most of us, at least me, myself, I'm talking about myself, I'm not a fully surrendered devotee. I'm on the process of devotion. I'm following the process of devotion, and but I'm still progressing and processing and moving, or on this path of devotion, but I'm not fully surrendered yet. So that is the idea. So but anyone else which is not fully surrendered is not he's obligated to repay these debts. These debts, everyone, since we are born, we are taking so much help. Devatas, they are giving us so many, the moon, sunshine, the moonshine, the rain, the air, hawa hamare naak tak aati hai, then we breathe, we don't go and bring the air, all that is they are, when we use that facility, we live on this earth, so we are obligated to Mother Earth. So when we use that facility, then we are all indebted. And it's a na kinkaro nayam rini charajan. So same thing, Rishi, all the rishis have given us these scriptures, the sastras. We get knowledge by the mercy of the rishis, and our duty is to study that knowledge and teach it to others, to spread that knowledge, and we can repay the rishi debt by teaching it to others or giving it to others. So this is for
Slowly,
Deva.
you have to get up.
For Devatas, we are supposed to worship them, offer them sacrifice. But all this,
reading करनी अम्मू के साथ. उठो.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, can you put yourself on mute? So, Dev Rishi. So, and then so all these debts, like we are in debtor. Like when we are taking in a birth here, and unless we are fully surrendered devotee, we are in debtor, and we are obligated. We are obligated to repay those debts. Why? Why should we pay our debt? As we are paying our mortgage to the bank. If you don't pay, the bank will come and take the house away from you. Like if you stop paying your mortgage, these are debts. Like the same thing. It says when the Yudhishthir Maharaj. So we are so Yudhishthir Maharaj during his in Mahabharata, this katha comes like Yudhishthir Maharaj when he was in forest in exile, like this is that time he had incident where the Pandavas they were thirsty in a forest, they go to drink a water from a lake, and that lake was presided by a yaksha, and all these uh, Pandavas, four Pandavas other than Yudhishthira Maharaj, they go there, and the yaksha he he says that before drinking water, you have to answer my questions. And if you do not answer your questions, you'll. So they did not answer the question. They ignored the Yaksha's questions and they were fainted. Finally, Yudhishthir Maharaj goes and Yaksha asks for a lot of questions from Yudhishthir Maharaj, and Yudhishthir Maharaj answers those questions correctly, and he pleases that Yaksha, and then Yaksha revives all the Pandavas and let them drink the water. In one of the question, what Yaksha asked was, who is truly happy? We are all trying to be happy, whether we're all here in this material world, everyone is trying to be truly happy. To that extent, even the devotees are also trying to be happy. We are trying to get eternal happiness in the spiritual world by serving the Lord. But ultimately, the aim is to become happy. In this material world, also we are trying to become happy. So when the Yaksha asked Yudhishthira Maharaj, one of the questions was, who is truly happy? And Yudhishthira Maharaj answered, one who has no debts. He said some other things, but one answer was that one who has no debt. So as long we are indebted, as long as हमारे ऊपर कर्जा है, debt है, हम ऋण है किसी का, we cannot live peacefully, we cannot be happy. So if so we have to repay that debt. Like we have to, how we can repay those debts? So let us all let's. So one of this we are focusing on Pitru today. How can someone who has already left his body for our forefathers, Pitru or Pitru is we are our debt to our forefathers. We are indebted to our forefathers because those forefathers have brought us into this world. This our parents have given us birth. All these forefathers, they have given a vansha, the name of the family, a family lineage. They've helped us to grow, given their unconditional love, supported us emotionally and financially. We inherit, we become their warish. Inherit their money and property and help uh, and all that. They give us a culture. Those our ancestors, our forefathers, they have sacrificed so much to maintain their cultural identity and religion, so that we are able to continue that further, so that we are able to become the responsible contributor in the society. All that. So don't we think that we should be grateful to them? Is there anyone here who thinks that we should not be grateful to them? But nowadays, all this is lost. We are not grateful to anything like that. Nowadays, the population has completely third grade people. They're not grateful to anything. But our Shastra says that we are we are indebted to those. We are indebted to those forefathers, and it's called Pitru. So if we don't repay all our debts before leaving the body, then what happens? We have to come back again. And what is our goal? That not to come back again. So na punar bhavam. We don't want to come back again. So we have to repay our debt. So how to repay our debt to our forefathers? Our forefathers, they have left their body, they have gone back. How can you repay the debt to someone who is not existing, who is not here? So our Shastra says we can repay our debt to our Pitrus by offering them Tarpan and Shraddha to our forefathers. So it's a Shastric injunction. It's not our decision. It's not our discretion. It is the duty of every person, every man here, including devotees, unless you call yourself the fully surrendered pure devotees. So this is Shastric injunction, and our duty as a grahastha, we have our duties as a grahastha and as a putra, as a son. So this is grahastha. We are grahasthas, we are householders, most of us on this call. It's our duty, our Shastric duty given in our scriptures, and as our son or daughter of our son or daughter, like no. So even like this is Pitru Kriya or Pitru Kritya, Pitru Krit. This offering of Shraddha and Tarpan is called Pitru Krit. The Krit means the activities or what we do it for our Pitrus to repay that debt. It's called Pitru Krit. And it is said Pitru Krit is even more essential than the Dev Krit. Not if we are not offering the sacrifices and not worshipping the devatas, we don't get sinful reactions. We may not get dosha. But if we do not do the Pitru Kriya, then we don't offer this Shraddha and Tarpan to our deceased forefathers, then what happens? It's sinful. We get dosha. It's called Pitru dosha. Many times you might have heard this is if you go to an astrologer, he tells you that okay, आपकी कुंडली में पितृ दोष है, तो ये आपको पितृ दोष का निवारण करना है. So this is and usually the tradition is that elder son in the family, he does that shraddha and the tarpan for the forefathers. So, but the question is like, this is nowadays like people have even forgotten or they're ignorant about it, or they don't even want to do anything like for anyone because they're not grateful at all. So putra in Shastra, if someone is a good son, he called putra. So what is the definition of putra? He says, so one who delivers his forefathers from the hell called Pu. The putra is one, and this is punanamno narkad trayate pitaram sutaha tasmat putra iti prokta swayam eva swambhuva. So Lord Brahma had given this name to a son who does his duty, who offers the Shraddha and Tarpan and does his duty towards his forefathers and delivers them from hellish conditions, hellish situations after they leave this body, if they are stuck somewhere. So that is called putra. So like this is putra is very very important word. केवल मनुष्य के बच्चों को ही पुत्र कहा जाता है. आपने कभी नहीं सुना होगा कि कोई कुत्ते के बच्चों को पुत्र, कुत्ते के पुत्र या गधे के पुत्र या सुअर के पुत्र, उनके सब कहा जाता कुत्ते के बच्चे, गधे के बच्चे, सुअर के बच्चे. बट केवल मनुष्य के बच्चे ही पुत्र हो सकता है, उनको ही पुत्र कहा जाता है, बिकॉज द पुत्र it's given by Lord Brahma, and the definition given in Garuda Puran is of putra is jivato vakya karna. Jivato va jivato vakya karna chahe bhuri bhojana gaya pind pradhanaya trivir putra putrata. The putra ki putrata, the qualification of a putra is jivato vakya karna. He should be obedient to his parents. Jivato vakya karna. Syahe bhuri bhojana. And after he should do, after parents leave their body, he should do the last rites, the last final rites of the parents, vidhi purvak, in order, in accordance with our scriptures. And after that, he should offer their, do the tarpan, do the shrad, offer them, and finally he Gaya Pind Pradhanaya. He should go to Gaya. So Gaya mein Pind Pradhanaya. Gaya mein he should do the Pindadan in Gaya. If he does these three things, then he is qualified to be called as Putra. Otherwise, he is a Mutra. So someone has nicely said, he said, and Prabhupada quotes this. He said, Putra and Mutra. Mutra Mutra is urine and Putra is son. Not all the sons are Putra, but Putra is qualified son, a devotee, obedient devotee son. So he said, Putra and Mutra, they both the sun and the urine, they come from the same place, same genital, same channel. Putra, the semen is discharged from the same channel as the urine. So they come from the both source like, no? So, but one, the semen has an ability to produce a devotee child. However, the mutra has no, is a huge less waste like. So same thing, if a son is not serving his parents, son is not doing, not committed, not doing his duties to offer the Shraddha and Pindadan to his forefathers or his parents, then he is no better than a Mutra. Then he is like urine. He is not qualified to be called as Putra. So this is the idea. So this process is very, very important. This is like, even this is called in, so Pitru Rina. So ultimately, we have to repay our debt. First, we have to understand what it is so that we get a more higher faith in the process. Nowadays, like, because of people's ignorance, they don't have faith because they don't know. Nobody has told them. And they have not read the scriptures. Bhagavad Gita also mentions this. All our scriptures, Garun Puran, Sindhu Puran, Bhagvatam, Bhagavad Gita, how this is scripture, they mention this like, in Bhagavad Gita, the first chapter, the 41st verse, Arjuna is saying, Sankaro narkayaiva kulagnanam kulasya cha padanti pitero hesham lupta pindodak kriya. So the lupta pindodak kriya. Arjuna is worried about the future. This is so important. Arjuna is saying that what happens after the war, all the men of the family, they will be killed in the war. And then the women and the old people who left at home, who are helpless, who needs protection, they'll not be protected. Then they will be exploited. So when they are exploited, then that will cause the Varna Sankara. And Varna Sankara population, if the population is Varna Sankara, then they won't have any sanskaras. If they don't have sanskaras, they will not offer Pindodak Kriya. Pind is food and Udak is water. They will not offer the food and water to their Pitrus, and the whole society will be in disarray. it will completely destroy. This whole culture, this society, this Vedic culture will be destroyed, and people will be more and more unhappy. Like this is more and more miserable. Like no, but not. This is this is very important. Like when we live according to our scriptures, we follow this Vedic tradition, Vedic culture, then we can live happily, and at the same time we can follow the varnashram dharma, and we can progress towards, slowly we can go back to Godhead. Even just following varnashram dharma, one can go back to Godhead. So this is if we don't do that, then the society will be completely destroyed and people will be miserable. If you don't follow the scriptures, then a person will be miserable. So this is the whole idea is this is the concept of offering gratitude to our ancestors, and it is seen in all the cultures, all the continents, all the culture. It has been in since the start of the creation. This is Sanatan Dharma. This part of the Sanatan Dharma is in our Vedas. Vedas are given by the Lord Himself, and Lord Himself has then done Shraddha. Lord Himself has done Shraddha on multiple times. Like so, this is very important. Like, but now slowly it is completely going away. So his idea is to offer, satisfy our Pitrus, and this is as a reciprocation of what they have done for us. This is the offering of our gratitude to our ancestors. And it is not, even in Mahabharata, we see that Mother Kunti, the Mother Kunti, she had that this secret in her heart, and she did not disclose it to anyone, and that was kind of a burning thing inside her heart. She did not even tell Bhishma Dev or Drona or Pandu Maharaj or his children. But when Maharaj's the Mahabharata war was over, and Lord Krishna took everyone to offer tarpana for these people, for those soldiers who have died in this war. See, the Supreme Lord Krishna Himself taking everyone, including all the Pandavas, to go and offer tarpana for all the who were killed in the disease, who were deceased in that Mahabharata war, from both the sides. From both the sides, not only from Pandava side, but from Kaurava side also. At that time, when Yudhishthira was offering the Tarpana, the Mother Kunti told Yudhishthira Maharaj that you should offer the Tarpan for Karna also. That was, so this is, so they, even Pandavas and the Lord Himself, like, facilitate the event and took them to offer Tarpana. So this is, and in other like even other religions who may not have this system, they were all always appreciative of our Vedic system of offering this food and water to our ancestors. It is said that Aurangzeb, the Shahjahan was Aurangzeb. He imprisoned the Shahjahan, and he was not allowed to see even his own Taj Mahal, he was not allowed to see the vision of Yamuna behind the Taj Mahal in Agra. And he was in the basement, he was imprisoned there. He was not even given the water. At that time, that time he wrote a poem on his deathbed. Just before leaving the body, he wrote a poem, and he said, and the meaning is that this, my dear son, is addressing to Aurangzeb. My dear son, Hindus even offer water to dead persons, their ancestors, but you are starving your living father. So Hindus offer water even to their dead persons, but you are starving your living father. So Sahaja was a staunch Muslim, but he could understand the concept and was appreciative of this tradition of offering food and water to our forefathers. So this year, today is 13th, so tomorrow is the last day of tomorrow is Pitru Amavasya. So that's the last day of Pitru Paksh. This 16-day period is considered very, very auspicious as per our scriptures to offer our gratitude, our love to our forefathers. And this is done when we say offering food and water, we offer them Vishnu Prasad. That is what helps our ancestor, Vishnu Prasad, and performing for them the Pindadan, Tarpan, and Shraddha for them. So this is, and we also, devotees also, they recite Srimad Bhagvatam, Bhagavad Gita, doing Kirtan, feeding, but even the feeding Brahmanas, even better than feeding Brahmanas is feeding Vaishnavas. And because Vaishnavas are considered higher than Brahman. And doing that and offering the results to our forefathers. So that our Pitrus, our forefathers, they become satisfied and give their blessings so that we become happy. If we do not offer this, then what happens? We do not offer this pindadan. We do not offer the pindas, the food and water, or Vishnu Prasad and water. Then what happens? The Pitrus, they become unhappy. They're hungry. They have not, they're starving. They are in Pitraloka. And Pitraloka, there's no food given to them like now. They're dependent on the food offered by their family members. So if you don't offer the food here, they have to go without food. They have to go hungry or they have to fast for that day. And when they have to fast, and we can imagine like when our Pitrus was here and they were not, if they did not get the food for a day, how angry they were. So in the Pitraloka, if you don't offer them food and water, they have to go fast that day. They go hungry. They are hungry, so they curse us, like they curse us, and and if they curse us, then that is that creates a पितृ दोषा. पितृ हमारे रुष्ट हो जाते हैं, उससे हमारे पितृ दोष लगता है. And because of that पितृ दोष, our material situation can have a lot of problems. A lot of people, they are seen, they have no children, or their business is not doing very well, or they are not having the peace in the family. There are a lot of quarrel and kalah in the family. A lot of things like, they our Shastra says that all these problems of financial problems and the quarrel or kalah in the family and all that happens because our pitras are not happy. They are not satisfied. They are, so this is the idea. And there are two things, like one is our pitras are not satisfied, and this is not a Kapol Kalpit story what we are telling. This is all like from our scriptures, and anything written in scriptures is, Hindi में कहते हैं उसको अकाट्य. It can never go wrong. This is the fact. And we see that there are many incidences which can be quoted here. If you might have heard the name of this Hanuman Prasad Poddar. This Hanuman Prasad Poddar, he's the I think he's the one of the founders of Gita Press Gorakhpur. He started that Kalyan Patrika, who used to come from Gita Press Gorakhpur. He was the lifelong editor of that magazine, and he got printed so many scriptures through the Gita Press, like now. So when he was young, he lived in Mumbai. He was working there. He lived in Mumbai. He was young. Around this is a real story. This is what he writes, like and I've heard this story from Rajendra Das Maharaj ji. So it's like and this story came in one of those Kalyan Patrika. This is the real story from his life. That Hanuman Prasad Poddar what he was in Mumbai. So in the evening time after his work, he used to go and whenever he used to get time, he used to go to Chowpatty. And a Chowpatty, there was a Pulia. Pulia, just like a small bridge in India, it's called Pulia. The pull is bridge, and the small Pulia is called Pulia, the small bridge or very, very small bridge. And he used to, and this is usually like, he used to sit there. He used to sit there and do his japa. He used to chant. He used to japa. He do his japa there. And so he saw that he was going almost every day, and he saw, well, he noticed after some time that a person in white dress, is when he goes there, and he's doing the chanting, and before he after he starts japa, that person comes and sits opposite, other side of the road, other side of that pulia. He sits there, and he's sitting for all the time. Hanuman Prasad Podar was also known as Bhaiji. His nickname was Bhaiji, and everyone would call him lovingly the Bhaiji. So when Bhaiji used to chant, after he started chanting, this person used to come in white dress, sit on the opposite side of the pulia, and then remain there till he has finished his chanting and gone from there. And this Bhaiji was watching, noticing for some time. And then one day, like, no, he could not stop himself. He went to him and he asked him, like, so who are you? Do you want something from me? Are you waiting to talk to me, or how can I help? So this person, he replied that I am so and so, and I am a Parsi. He was from a Parsi religion. Parsi is a religion. So is a so Parsi. He was a Parsi, and he said that I died some time back, and I'm in preta body. I'm preta body, and usually the pretas are not able to talk. They're not able to talk. They don't have an ability to talk. But he said, you because you asked me, and you are so pious that because of that piety, I got that power to speak to you, like. And also he said that as in Preta body, I am in great pain. I'm burning 24/7 from inside out. But when I come here and sit in front of you, I feel so nice. I feel so nice, so relieved of my pain, so peaceful, that I love to come and sit here when you are waiting for you to come and start chanting, so that I can come and sit here and feel better, like, about. And then so he was talking to him, and he also told him, like, this is there are three times more in our world than people than there are in this world. So imagine, like, no, and this is a real story. This is real story, like, no, this is, imagine that there are three times more people as preta in preta body, who are like, they have not gotten their gross body, they have not taken another body, they are still in the preta body. So there's like three times those people. And then finally so Bhaiji asked him, like, no, why you became preta? Like, what happened to you? Why did you become in this? Why are you in this body? He said, because I'm a Parsi, and in our religion, there's no process of antyeshti. They don't do this shraddha or pindadan or offering tarpan, and there's no antyeshti done. And that's why. But he said, like, but there might be other Parsi people. There's a huge Parsi community, but everyone is going through this only. He said that there's no Parsi or this and that. Before birth, everyone is Sanatani, and after birth, after they die, everyone is Sanatani. Means they all are like, have to follow the same process. This is so we are Sanatani before birth, and we are Sanatani. Everyone is Sanatani after death, whosoever he may be. So everyone has to follow. If you have to get rid of your preta body, or you have to get this another gross body, so then you have to follow this process of Shraddha Karma. So all this he was talking, and then finally he asked, "What can I do? How can I help you?" He said, "If you can send a Brahmin on my behalf, and he can go to Gaya and offer the Pindadan and Tarpan for me, then I can be freed. I can be delivered from this Preta body, and I can move forward, or you can go proceed further in my journey." So finally, Bhaiji asked, like, how would I know that after doing that you have been delivered? He said, I will make you feel, I'll make you known that I have been delivered after you do that. This Hanuman Prasad Poddar or Bhaiji, he sent a Rajasthani Brahmin from Rajasthan. He sends him to Gaya for this. And then he asked like one more question. He was like, during the Pindadan, we have to pronounce your gotra. What is your gotra? He said like, no, this is uh, anyone who does not have his gotra does not know his gotra is Kashyap gotra. So you can use that Kashyap gotra. So if you've forgotten your gotra, then you become from Kashyap gotra. But ultimately everyone is coming from Krishna. So ultimately the devotees, they become their gotra changed to for Achyut Gotra, because Krishna is ultimate source of everyone. So this is, and finally he did it. He did it, and he sent the Brahmin. And as soon as this Pindadan was done at Gaya, and this Hanuman Prasad Podar, he was chanting again, sitting on that pulia. This person comes. This person and comes, tells him that thank you very much. I have been delivered. I'm going to Swarga. I see that plane has come. That Viman has come to take me. And then he sits on that Viman and goes back to Swarga. So this is a real story. What? So there's so many stories of like this. So that's so this happens like that. We should have full faith on this. Like there's another incident in like again this Rajendra Das Maharaj shared this his own example in Vrindavan. He said in Vrindavan, this he was sitting with his Guru Maharaj. His Guru Maharaj, he was, and then one Vaishya, he came, and he said to Guru Maharaj that my Guru Maharaj, that I want to talk to you in एकांत में आपसे बात करनी है. तो Rajendra Das, he was young that time, was sitting there. So like, can he be here? Like, yeah, he can sit here. And then he asked Guru Maharaj, how my once is going to continue? I have done so much. I have no children. I have done all, सारा इलाज कर लिया, सारा बहुत पैसा खर्च हो गया, सारा पूजा पाठ कर लिया, लेकिन मेरे बच्चे नहीं हो रहे. How my once is going to continue? And इसकी आप कुछ उपाय बताइए. मेरी पत्नी का गर्भ नहीं ठहरता है. और तो गुरु महाराज, तो राजेंद्र दास महाराज के जो गुरु महाराज थे, he said, the story is narrated by Rajendra Das Maharaj ji. He's very nice son. He's very nice son. Like, no. He said, my Guru Maharaj, he was sitting there thinking for some time, and then he said, आपके जो पित्र हैं वो आपसे रुष्ट हो गए. तो आपके पित्र आपसे रुष्ट हो गए, and that's why you are having these problems at home. And कहते हैं, this is what you need to do for every Amavasya for 1 year, you should offer tarpan and invite brahmanas and feed them. So tarpan and Shraddh for uh, for 1 year, and then you should feel better. So that's it. And it is said that that person said like this is I don't follow this religion, like no, I don't follow this religion. He said like no, do you want a solution or not? If you want like Guru Maharaj नाराज हो गए थोड़ा, बोले कि do you want a solution or not? You came here for a samadhan. If you want a samadhan, go and follow that. Like not only follow that, go and start keeping the shikha also like that. So so this is what happened, and they say that family is after that, that family is still पूरी तरह से संपन्न हो गई, उनके बहुत काफी वंश आगे बढ़ा, बच्चे हुए, और वो आज भी है. So this is some of these two examples like what Rajendra Maharaj is shared. So Pitrus, they live on their Pitru Loka. So what happens like in, so this after a person dies, after a person leaves his body, then the soul, there are two types of people. One are the devotees, and among devotees also there are different levels of devotees. We have beginner devotee, or somewhat advanced devotee, or very advanced devotee. But all these devotees, they are out of the jurisdiction of Yamaraj, as we see in that Ajamil's pastime in Srimad Bhagvatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Ajamil's pastime, Ajamil Yamaraj, uh, Yam Maharaj, he tells his servants when they go back, and that you should not go to anyone who has even chanted the names of the Lord even once. So that is, so they are, but this is this process of going to Pitraloka or going to Yamloka is more for those who are non-devotees. They're sinful, or even for the pious people. Even for the pious people, they go there. The sinful people definitely go there. Or something, most of them may be a mixed, like everyone is doing some sins and some pious activities, some sinful activities. They kind of mixed kind of. So everyone, all of those, they go to Yam Loka. The Yam Dutas, they come with the Yam pass and they take the soul out of the body, because they're so much attached. The soul is so much attached with this body that they have to forcefully pull the soul out of the body. And then they pull the soul out of the body, and then the Yamdutas, and the soul, like no, the soul is in subtle body. Soul is subtle body. The gross body is that's called when they pull out the soul from the body or subtle body from the gross body. The gross body is called a dead body, or person has left, or person has died. So that soul is still there for 12 days. 13th day, Terahis, or some traditions, they do 10th day or 12th day. In our place, we call it Terahi, or 13th day. So when they do the for 13 days or for 12 days, the soul remains there in the same place, in the same place, same house, same place. And the 13th day, after they do all those vidhi, जो भी है 13th day की, and they feed the Brahmins and feed the people, like they do all this pindadan, then he leaves. Yamduta take that soul for the to journey of going to Yamloka. So the way it happens, for first 10 days, every day they offer rice balls and water. And from that food, soul has no body that time. Soul is in subtle body, it does not have any gross body, it cannot eat. Soul feels it's like its subtle body feels hungry, but it cannot eat because there's no gross body to eat, there's no mouth to eat. So for first day of that pindadan, they offer every day those pindas. So that forms the body of, it's called Yatna Sharir or Ativahak Sharir. Ativahak Sharir. So that's called Yatna Sharir because they receive the punishment in that body. Yatna means punishment. So they get the Yatna Sharir and the Yatna Sharir. And then 11th day, that subtle body enters into the Yatna Sharir and they get the Yatna body. And the 13th day, the journey, Yamduta, they take that Yatna Sharir, that person, for a journey which is explained in Garud Puran in detail, but it is also explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. If you read the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 30, the Kapil Dev, Lord Kapil Dev is instructing to Mother Devhuti. In that, he mentions that how the soul's journey from here to Yamlok or Pitralok. Then what happens? It takes, and it's written in Bhagavatam that distance from Earth to Yamlok or is 99,000 yojanas. One yojan is 8 miles. You can calculate. And then that journey is covered in 348 days. And in this 348 days, and this, but Yatna Sarir, it's called Ativahak Sarir. Why it is Ativahak Sarir? Because this moves quite fast. It moves quite fast because they have to travel 90,000 yojanas in 340 days. So it's a lot. And based on your sinful or pious activities, these on the this journey from here to Yamloka, there are 16 stations, and all these places, this soul is moving from here, and it's very, very difficult journey. They're tortured, and these Yamduta, they are continuously beating them. Sometimes it's too hot. It's so hot that and they don't get water. They don't get water. They have no, if there's no shade, and they have to walk in that burning sand, and sometimes they faint, they became unconscious, and the consciousness comes back. They're again pushed and beaten by those Yamdutas, and they move forward. So if after 13th day rituals, if the family offers to Brahmana lot of dan. In that dan, they also offer they also offer umbrella, the shoes, the bed, and all this. If the family had donated these things, then this person gets the Yamduta. They provide. He gets the umbrella and the shoes to protect him from that hot temperature there. But if the family has not done that, then they don't get even the shoes, and then they have to walk barefoot on it's a burning sand, in very hot outside. So Garun Purana has explained so many situations. There is a station where the rain of stones. There is rain of stones, the person suffers. And then there's a station where this river comes, that Vatarni River. In the Vatarni River is a river full of your pus, blood, stool, cough, and all that. This is a river which is 800 yojanas wide. And that person, if someone has donated a cow, or your family members have donated a cow on your behalf, or you yourself have donated a cow before you left your body, then you get a boat there to cross the Vatarni. If you don't, then you have to go through that without the boat, just yourself, and that's very, very horrible. So idea is this is it's a very, very difficult journey, and at the end of 348 days, this soul reaches the Yamlokas, or first it is taken, and after that all this. So there's a great description about the Yamloka, how the office of Yama and what are those gatekeeper of Sravan and Sravani of the Yamloka. And then you go to Chitragupta, and Chitragupta shows you on a like goes through all what you have done in your life, shows him in the and then you agree to your what sinful actions you have done, and then you go to for all those who are eligible to take human birth again, they are sent to Pitraloka. And to most of the people, it is said that most of the people who die, they go to Pitraloka. Pitraloka is not a destination. Pitraloka is a waiting area. Waiting area. People are waiting there to get the next body, or so that they can move on. So it's a waiting. It's like a रेलवे स्टेशन. रेलवे स्टेशन में एक वेटिंग एरिया होता है. You can go if your train is late, or train is and you are early to the station, you can go and sit there and wait there, like. So that is called waiting area or waiting room. That is what Pitraloka is. So our up to our 3 generations are like at any given time they are waiting there. So they are, and that how long they have to wait, nobody knows. It's like they have to, based on your karma, you are going to get the next body. And but how long you have to wait in Pitraloka, it may be years, or it may be 100 years, or it may be 500 years. No one knows, like, no. Because they have to find a suitable body based on your karma, so that they can match you. It's like Sadi.com. Sadi.com में जो ब्राइड और ग्रूम की दोनों का जो रेज्यूमे मैच करते हैं, और दोनों को व्हाट काइंड ऑफ गर्ल यू वांट और व्हाट काइंड ऑफ बॉय यू वांट, वो दोनों का मैच करना होता है, तभी प्रॉपर मैच बनता है. Same thing here. If someone is waiting in Pitraloka based on their karma, you have to find a proper family. Based on karma, you take the birth in that particular family. So that's why sometimes that may be nobody knows how long you have to wait. While you are waiting there, then in Pitraloka, while our Pitrus are waiting in Pitraloka, there's no food other than what is offered by the family members from here during Shraddha. So it is said that Pitraloka, in Devalok or in Swarga, Pitraloka is half of the part of the moon. So on the moon, half side of the moon the Devatas live, and in other half of the moon planet the Pitrus live. So this moon planet is in heavenly region, is in heavenly planet. So he is one of the heavenly planets. So his Pitrus live in other half of the moon, like one half of the moon the Devatas live, and the Pitrus in Swargaloka, they have our 1 year is their 1 day, 124 hours day. So our 15 days, this Paksha is their 1 hour lunch time. So this Pitru Paksha comes exactly during the lunch time of our Pitrus. The Pitrus, they are given, the doors of Pitrulok are open, or they are allowed to come on the earth. The Pitrus, for that 1 hour period they are given, they can come on the earth. They can go to their family and accept themselves. They come here, and sometimes they wait here, and so that their family, and accept if their family is offering anything for them. It is also there are 3 carriers, like the crow, the cows, and the brahmanas. So Pitrus, they come and they accept through the brahmanas. When we invite during the Shraddha, when we invite the brahmanas to our home and feed them Vishnu Prasad, Pitrus, they come and they they come, they enter the body of that Brahmana, then accept through that body of the Brahmana. Or sometimes people do this, offer this pindadan, they do offer the rice balls in Tarpana, and offer that those rice balls to crow. They keep it outside, the crow comes and takes it. Because the Devata of Pitrulok is Aryama. Aryama is the presiding Devata for Pitrulok, and his Vahan is crow. His Vahan is crow. So all the representative crows, they come here, they accept that during the Shraddha Paksha, and they are the carriers. They can take that to Pitru Loka, and they can, so our Pitrus there, they can get the food. It's not in the same form. We give it in rice ball, but there they get the whatever the food of Pitru Loka or whatever there's suitable food for them in that Pitru's bodies, like. So they, and once we do that, they are very much satisfied. They're satisfied. When they're satisfied, they bless us. And when they bless us, then all this family, our here, they become very, very peaceful, happy, materially prosperous, and they also, so they are praying for their families, right? They are still, they remember, they're attached, and they are praying to for their family members, like, and they become very, very happy when we offer them this food and water, the Vishnu Prasad and water. It's 8:36. There's a lot to talk, but we don't have time, so I'll stop here. But the message is, and I'll conclude with this message, that it's very, very important that we do not ignore this. This is Sastric, this is scriptural. Lord Ramchandra offered Shraddha for his father Dashrath Maharaj in the forest, in Pushkar. And Mother Sita saw Dashrath Maharaj in the Brahmana's eyes, with the Brahman who was invited to accept the Shraddha Prasad. So this is Lord Ram offered the last rites for the Jatayu. Lord Krishna, he offered in his daily routine, in Canto 10th of Srimad Bhagvatam, it is written, Narad Muni, he perceived, he saw that how the Lord's daily routine, he offers the water to sun god, he offers the tarpan, he does the tarpan to his forefathers. Lord Narayan did the Shraddha in Badrika Ashram. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did this Shraddha for his father Jagannath Mishra in Gaya. That is in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So all that, like, this is everyone. Prahlad Maharaj, when Narsingh Bhagwan, he prayed from Lord Narsingh Dev, and Prahlad Maharaj, he asked Narsingh Dev, how can my father be delivered? He has offended you, and like, how can he be delivered? And Lord Narsingh Dev told him that I have touched his body, so he is completely purified. But as a son, it is your duty that you should do the Shraddha Karma for your father. And that verse is, Kurutvam preta krityani pitu putasya sarvasha madayanga sparsanenanga lokan yasyati supraja. He says, Kurutvam preta krityani. You should do the preta krityani, because your father has left his body, and he is in preta body. So you have to do that. Pitu putasya sarvasha madanga sparsanena lokan yashyati supraja. You should go, because as a son, you should do your duty. Although Prahlad Maharaj was a pure devotee of the Lord, he is talking to Lord himself, and Lord is suggesting him to do the Shraddha Karma for his father. So this is, and Lord himself showed by his own example that how he did that himself. So it is our mandatory duty to offer Pinddan, Tarpan to our forefathers as part of Varnashram Dharma, unless we become the pure devotee. as instructed in our scripture, the Shastras, which should be done with Shraddha, with faith. That's why it's called Shraddha. It's called Shraddha because if there is no Shraddha, then it's not a Shraddha. So Shraddha is very, very important. So if you have Shraddha in your scriptures, then your Shraddha and it will be successful and it will please your forefathers so that we can be happy here. We can happy here. Hare Krishna. So I'll stop here. I'm sorry I took a little more time, but I'll stop here. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, आप सभी भक्तजनों की जय. If there are any questions or comments, we can discuss at this time. And it's 8:40. I have 5 minutes. So we can end it at 8:45 because I have my office has already started now.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Very, very wonderful class with some more knowledge added to our vocabulary. One small question or maybe a doubt arises.
Yeah.
Maybe in everyone's mind when it comes to Pitru Paksha or the Pindadana, everything. So we know the people in India, they follow everything. Like 99% people, they do invite Brahmana.
आजकल बहुत कम लोग फॉलो करते हैं.
हाँ वो भी है.
So like this is
yeah.
So आपका क्या question है?
Yeah, but the question, like, it can be a doubt. Like, we know what to follow because we follow the scriptures. But what about the Western people or people who are residing in other countries? They don't have any kind of such rituals. So how you would correlate with all these things?
Prabhu, I shared you one example of that Hanuman Prasad Podar, right? Mm-hmm. That person was a Parsi. So you can consider like someone who is not from Sanatan Dharma or outside the Sanatan Dharma, or they don't not followers of this Sanatan Dharma, right? And so it's the same question what you are asking, like, no? It's that and this Preta, he was in Preta body. He told this Hanuman Prasad Podar that before birth everyone is Sanatani and after birth, after death everyone is Sanatani. Means you have to follow this process. Otherwise, like, it's very, very difficult for them to get to be delivered or to move on to the next body. But some of this religion like Islam and Christianity, they don't even believe in reincarnation. So what is the question of trying for getting a next body? Right? So my like the story I shared with I don't know much about this Christianity and Islam, what the process they have, but if they don't believe in reincarnation, there's no question of trying for another body. This process means delivering the soul from the preta body so that this can get this soul can get his next body, whatever body, and also not only get the next body but also elevated to higher planets. When we offer Srimad Bhagvatam, Bhagvatam people do this Bhagavad Saptah and do Bhagavad Saptah. And if you remember that story of Gokarn and Dhandukari in the Bhagavatam Mahatma, and at the end it is said that this if you that Dhandukari who was in Preta body was delivered, right? So they are not only they get the next body, but they move to higher planets. And sometimes if you do the Bhagavad Sapta, they go back, they're liberated, they go back to God. They go, so that is also happen like it happened in case of Dhundukari. So this is like all, it's all the Pindadan is not only to get them delivered from the Preta body, but also like help them so that they can promote it to higher planets. So that is Prabhu. That is what my understanding is, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. We all know that since, as you said, they don't know about the incarnation, so there is no question. That's right. And also, like, that's the reason why Prabhupada has already, brought us into this moment to spread our Krishna consciousness with the book through books and everything, so that they at least understand not in this life, but at least in their next lifetime.
Yes, yes, sure, Prabhu.
Yeah,
I think like
and
this process is very, very important. We should not ignore it. Nowadays, I see around in our own in my own family in India, like talk to our relatives and family. Lot of the newer generation people, they don't have any faith in it. And what they do like nowadays, they complete it in 4 days instead of waiting for 13 days. They complete it in 4 days because they have no time, they have to go to work, they have to go back to their business. This is so bad, like this is so bad. 10 दिन में our शास्त्र से 10 दिन में यातना शरीर बनता है. वो 4 दिन में ही सारी पूजा पाठ निपटा के they go back to their work and they go back to business life. So and the soul has to suffer, and the soul has to suffer then in the preta body, then the family suffers because they are unhappy. They are unhappy, so they curse them like. So but people are ignorant about it, so they don't understand. So this is very common nowadays. Nobody waits for 13 days. Like at least last couple of instances of what I have seen, like people just did it in 4 or 5 days. Any other questions?
that's correct, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one more, just uh, doubt. Like, I know those things, but uh, when anyone passes away, then we do the rituals. First day, first day, second day, third day, 10th day, 13th day. Those are done, and then later on, after that, after a year, we do the uh, all other rituals, as you said, like, we have to give those things to Brahmana, umbrella, and all those, like, all those rituals. So once they are done after a year, then later years, like, so that you complete all those formalities or rituals, and then later years we have to uh, just feed a Brahmana on that tithi, right? So if I'm not wrong.
Once a year, yeah.
Yeah.
That once a
So
year,
that
like it's
time,
done. Yeah.
does the rituals are applicable, or just feed a Brahmana and please him
Then
and do some
rituals are right. So this is like nice question. So as I said, our 1 year is Devtas Devlok mein 1 day, right? So once we are offering once in a year, means it's their daily meal in Pitraloka.
Yes.
So because it's 1 year here, but it's 1 day for them. So
Right.
their daily meal. And this 15 days is their 1 hour lunch time. So we're offering them during their lunch time. So that's the idea. And then when we off, I'm sorry, what was your question, Prabhu? I forgot.
Yeah, that's what, like, then later years, once we do the rituals immediately after a year, that is okay. But later years, feeding them on that tithi is more important, correct? So,
yeah, the first year, what happened? It takes 348 days for soul to reach Yamloka or reach Pitraloka.
yeah.
Okay, so for first 348 days, whatever uh, you you wait till 348 days are over, and then you offer shraddha, that they get it in. And whatever donations or whatever charity or whatever we give it to Brahman Dan on 13th day, that helps them their journey of 348 days.
Mm.
And whatever we do after the first year Shraddha, that helps them in Pitruloka to get their food or prasad, and they are relieved from their sinful reactions, and they are promoted to higher planets. And then we do every year during the Tithi. And if you don't remember the Tithi, then they say that you do it on Amavasya, which is, if you don't remember the Tithi, you can do it on Amavasya. That is,
Yeah,
and then we
got
do
it.
once in a
Yeah.
year. And it is also said, like, no, like my father used to say, that once you do this in Gaya, then you don't have to do it every year.
Oh, really? Okay.
So Gaya is like there was a Gaya demon in Gaya, and there's a long story about it, and he got that benediction. So if you this is my father did for his father, the grandfather, and he did abhi Gaya mein ho gaya, so we don't have to do it every year. But when I read the scriptures, it is said like, we still should do it, like, because
Yeah.
in this katha, the Gokarna and Dhundukari pastime in Bhagavad Mahatma Padma Puran, the Gokarna, he went to Gaya and did the Shraddha for Dhundukari. But when he came back, Dhundukari was still not delivered, he was still in Preta body. And then the Gokarna asked Dhundukari, I did your Shraddha in Gaya, why you are still in this body? He said, my sins are so grave. I have done so much sins, like, no, this even the Gaya Pindadan cannot deliver me. Only then Rishi Sandilya Muni told him, only thing the Bhagvatam recitation will deliver him, like. And then they did the Bhagavad Sapta, and from there the Bhagavad Sapta became popular. So that's the idea. So I think that is said, even if you do have done it at Gaya, but you should also do it every year. And to answer your question, Prabhu, this ritual is also important. We should not think we are devotees, we'll just do Bhagavatam recitation and sit and chant here and will not offer the Pindadan. You have to do that vidhi which is in our scriptures. As we said, that unless you have become a pure devotee, you have to do that process. And Lord says, there is a verse in, I think it's Canto 4, Lord says that Kuruttam Kuru Karmani. So, and Prabhupada quoted in the purport also, that jab tak aap pure devotee nahi ban gaye, you have to follow these rituals of Varnashram system. क्योंकि होता क्या है प्रभु जी, आप किसी को हम आपको अपने घर पे बुलाए और आपसे बोले आप कथा करो कथा सुनते रहे, भजन करते रहे, आपको फीड नहीं करें, आपको भोजन नहीं खिलाए, तो आपको कैसा लगेगा? तो there are two things, trapti and mukti. So trapti, when you feed them, when you offer them this pindadan, they are fed, and the pitras became, they get the Vishnu Prasad, so they become satisfied and happy. And then when you do the Bhagavad Sravan or Bhagavad Gita or Kirtan Bhajan, that is good for their mukti. So you have to take care of both Trapti and Mukti. I've seen like some devotees talking about, okay, we'll do this Bhagavad or chanting, extra chanting. That is all fine, but you still do the rituals, offering Tarpan and Pindadan. Does that make sense, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you for a nice explanation. It cleared many doubts. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada. Thank you for this nectarian class, Prabhuji, for a lot of information. I have a question. Like you said, Yamaloka, they take 365 days to travel, right? So and then they're then they but after that, do they go to the hell? When do they go to the hell, if there is a hellish punishment?
Yeah, I think the process is when you go to the Yamloka, then you are in a waiting area. When your turn comes, you are presented to Chitragupta, Chitragupta accountant of Yamaraj, and there Chitragupta walks you through all your life's activities, all your sinful and pious activities, and he tells you what you have done, and you decide your own punishment. He tells you, like, you accept your sin, you accept that yes, I have done this, and this is the punishment for this is the punishment for this, and this is the I've done this pious activity, and this is how you are going to enjoy for those pious activity. Before then finally is presented to Yamaraj, and after he's presented to Yamaraj, and then sometimes if your sinful acts sinful activities are not or if pious are not more than sinful activities, or you are given an option. You are given an option whether you want to enjoy for your pious actions first or your sinful actions first. If you say you want to enjoy, you want to go to go to for your reactions of your sinful actions, then you are sent to Narak Lokas, like. And after that punishment is over, then you are sent to that Pitru on the moon planet, and that on the heavenly planets, or wherever your next birth is. Only the people who are going to take a human birth will go to Pitraloka. Or everyone else who's going to take birth as a non any other species, non human being, he's immediately given birth. They don't have to go and wait in Pitraloka, right?
Okay, okay.
So that's how it works.
So a deva body, if it is a demigod body, then he will get a demigod body. Yamaraj will assign a demigod body.
No, they like yeah, exactly. So this is like, but they still have to go to Pitraloka. Depending on basically they have to timing, right? If someone has to become Indra, he has to wait till the current Indra's time period is over. Then and that time he has to wait in Pitraloka.
Oh, okay, okay.
Pitraloka is waiting time. Right? Agar aapko say based on your karma, you have to get a certain type of family who has got certain this thing, that thing. All constraints should be met. All constraints should be satisfied. Till unless they are satisfied, you will continue waiting. It's like Dhritarashtra. We say Dhritarashtra was his 100 sons were killed because he did something 40 lifetime back. Then he killed some bird which is 100x in the nest, right?
Yeah.
So they have to wait for 40 lifetimes to accrue the enough pious activities so that he can get 100 sons. And unless he has 100 sons, he cannot carry on the punishment for that action or reaction for that action. The same thing that in Pitraloka, you are waiting. As I said, it's like Shadi.com. You have to matchmaking thing. Yeah, they are being matched with your prospective family you are going to take birth in. Make sense, Prabhu?
Yeah, some of the things I have heard that some of this Jatishwar, that is living reincarnation cases situations where the person can recollect their past birth. It seems
those are exceptions, Prabhu. Exceptions are there, plenty of exceptions in our Shastras, right? What we are talking is the general process, general typical process. There are exceptions do happen. Log mar ke zinda ho jate. There are so many situations like that. People have left their body, they were declared dead, and they came back, right? So that is not the norm. That is exception. Exception may happen, and we don't know why they happen. What the reason for that? But our what we are talking, what our Shastra talks is what is the norm, what is the typical process, right?
So supposing you are saying most probably around three generations would be waiting there. So once they get
Not approximately. There is exact. It's given in Shastra. There are 3 generations. There are 3 seats. There are seats, 3 seats there. If your father has passed away, your father, your grandfather, your great grandfather. It is not there's no like it may be 2 or it may be 4. Not like the Shastra has given. There are three generations of Pitru's weight.
Okay. So if once they get the next body, then the subsequent children will they will accept the tarpan of the subsequent children, right?
Yeah, every life you have different Pitrus, right?
Yeah.
Every life you get different family.
Correct.
So you do it for this lifetime, and then in the next body, whosoever your Pitrus are, you do it for them, right?
Okay. Correct. Mhm.
All right, Prabhuji, I have to go. I have a office.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the kind session and such a nice and informative.
Thank you, Partha Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare.
A wonderful class. We are so fortunate to hear this from you. All the details. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Some devotees here are keeping a home program tomorrow. On this occasion, they're feeding all the devotees, and we are having like a kirtan and remembering and praying for our ancestors. Hare Krishna.
Nice.
Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam
Vasudev.
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Ananda Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Vrindavan Vijay Prabhu ji ki jai. Thank you,
Jai.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.